Welcome back to Tales Under the Tree, everybody. We're here today in the Mosaic Backyard Universe under the Ralph S. French Charitable Foundation Mighty Oak, and I'm so glad you're joining us today. We're talking about microbes. So microbes are tiny little things that live on our planet with us, and we've heard a lot about a microbe recently called a virus, the coronavirus, that's done a lot of things in our world, and we're all paying a lot of attention to it. But there's a lot of other types of microbes out there that are super helpful and super important. So we're going to learn a little bit about how those live, how they look, and why they're so helpful. So I have this book here to share with you called Tiny Creatures, the World of Microbes. It's by Nicola Davies and illustrated by Emily Sutton. So we already have some microbes here on our intro page, and you can see they're all different shapes. So you know about big animals, like this blue whale, and you know about small animals, like this tiny little ant on this branch. But do you know that there are creatures so tiny that millions could fit on this ant's antenna? Wow, that's pretty small, an ant antenna. So tiny that we'd have to make the ant's antenna as big as a whale to show them to you. So this antenna is already really big on this page, but can you imagine it is as big as a blue whale? That's much, much bigger than you. And that would have to be that big in order for us to see those little tiny, tiny microbes, those little tiny living things. They don't have eyes, heads, or legs, branches, roots, or leaves, because they aren't animals or plants, but they are alive. They are called microbes, and there are lots of them. A single drop of seawater can hold 20 million microbes. That's about the same number of people in New York State. So that's a lot of people, and that's microbes just in one drop of seawater. So there must be a whole lot of them on Earth. And a teaspoon of soil can have as many as 1 billion microbes. That's about the same number of people in the whole of India. So a whole country of people, that's as many microbes as are in a teaspoon of soil. So they must be really, really small, like we talked about. Microbes live everywhere, in the sea, on land, in the soil, and in the air. They live in places where nothing else does, like in volcanoes, or inside rocks, or at the back of your fridge. They also live on the outside and inside of plants and animals. In a volcano, wow, volcanoes are super hot. Those microbes must be really tough. Right now, there are more microbes living on your skin than there are people on Earth, and there are 10 or even 100 times as many as that in your stomach. Don't worry, although some microbes make you sick, the ones that live in and on you all the time help to keep you well. So it's really important that we take good care of ourselves and those microbes so that we can digest food and we can stay healthy, because those microbes are helpers that live with us. But even though they are too small to see, they are not all the same. There are lots of different kinds, more than there are different kinds of animals and plants. Some are tinier than others, as different in size as ants and whales. So on this page you can see a tiny polio virus, one of the smallest microbes, and then a paramecium, which is 2,000 times bigger than the polio virus. And it has all kinds of little body parts inside of its body, and it has these wiggly things on the outside that help it move. Let's see some more shapes of different microbes. Some microbes are round, some are skinny, some have wiggly tails, some look like daisies, some look like shells, some are squishy, some look like spaceships, some look like necklaces. So you can see there's so many different kinds, and even though we can't see most of them with our normal eyes, we can learn about them using microscopes and see that they're all different kinds. They're all really important. Microbes can eat anything, plants, animals, alive or dead, even oil and rocks. They're too small to have mouths, so they just soak up what they need through their skin. That's a funny way to eat, just soaking it up through your skin. Don't have to take a bite. They could even eat rocks and oil. Those things don't sound super yummy to me, but I bet that's an important job. That's why the things microbes eat don't disappear in bites. They change slowly into something else. So you have food right here. So this food looks like it was eaten maybe by people. They took big bites out of it. And then microbes turn that into compost, which is really good for growing things. We can put it in our gardens. Or if you have milk from a cow or other animal, microbes can turn that into yogurt, which is super yummy. And then when you eat those good microbes, they help you digest and they go into your stomach and your intestines. So you can see they also turn all of these rocks into soil, which is really important for worms and other animals, but also for plants. And when microbes are well fed, they are really good at making more microbes. They simply split so that where there was one, 20 minutes later there are 2, and then 4, and then 8, and then 16. Starting with just one microbe of a type called E. coli, which of course would be far too small for you to see. It would take 11.5 hours for there to be enough E. coli to fill this space. That's a lot of little microbes. And then 20 minutes later, they would all split and double to fill this space. That's pretty fast. So when we make more humans, it takes much longer than 20 minutes. But microbes can reproduce and make more really, really fast. That's why it takes only a few of the wrong kind of microbes, the kind we call germs, to get into your body to make you sick. They get in through your mouth or through a cut or sometimes through an insect bite like a mosquito. Then inside you, where they are warm and well fed, they split and split and split until just a few germs have turned into thousands, then millions. They're still tiny, but there are enough of them to make you sick. So we talked about there's so many good, helpful microbes that we like to have in and around us that make us healthy, but there are a few of microbes that are harmful, and so we just want to make sure we protect ourselves from those ones. So it's best to stop them from getting in. So you can see they have a mosquito net here, and they're just keeping the mosquitoes out just to make sure that they don't get bit or they don't get sick. But not all mosquito bites can make you sick, just a few, just a few microbes. Luckily, only a few kinds of microbes can make humans sick. Most microbes are busy doing other things, important, helpful things. And because microbes are so good at making more microbes, some of the things they do are very, very big. They can wear down mountains and build up cliffs. They can stain the sea red, turn the sky cloudy, and make snowflakes grow. Those are some cool things, and very important things. Our whole world is shaped by microbes, and that's a really good reason to keep them around. They recycle everything that dies to make soil so that new life can sprout. And they help to make our air good to breathe. I'm really thankful for all the food that we have that grows in soil and all the oxygen in the air that we can breathe every day. Thanks, microbes. All over the earth, all the time, tiny microbes are eating and splitting, changing one thing into another. They are the invisible transformers of our world, the tiniest lives doing some of the biggest jobs. So you can see this is our planet, and there's so many microbes, it's hard to imagine, but those microbes are super important for people and all kinds of other living things. So we're glad that we have them here. All right, that's the end of our book. So I want to do a little demonstration. So we talked about helpful microbes that are on the outside of our bodies and on the inside of our bodies, but we know sometimes there are a few unhelpful microbes that could make us sick, and that's why we wash our hands regularly, to make sure that if we touch something that has those on it, then those things get washed away before they get inside of our body. So I have a special song here that we can sing when we're washing our hands that takes 20 seconds. So if you want to pause the video here, you can see this song and the lyrics, but I'm gonna sing this while washing my hands in just a minute. So I have a special demonstration to show you something that looks like microbes when they're on your hands. And you can see the microbes with some special light. And then we're gonna wash hands, so I'm gonna wash my hands, and we'll see how well hand washing got those microbes to go away. So I have right here some special stuff called glow germ. So it's like those germs we talked about, but it glows underneath a special light I have. So I have a black light, flashlight, which makes a special kind of light that looks kind of blue here, blue or black. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this special glow germ on my hands, and then I'm gonna show you what it looks like under my black light. So I just need a little bit. And this is like the tiny germs that we can't see that are all over our world, just like what we talked about. Most of them really good and harmless, but a few of them that can make us sick. All right, so I put it all over my hands. Do you see anything different? Nope, not yet. Now let's check it out under a special light. So you can see now my hands are glowing bluish here. And maybe I need a little bit more. Let's just make sure we have enough so you can see really well. I'm gonna put a little more on so that they're really glowing. All right, let's try again. So you can see all this stuff kind of glows under the light, and then you can see those stripes where I put it on my hands. And it's on this side too, my palm is glowing. So I'm gonna go wash my hands, sing our special song, and then when I get back, we'll see if I was able to wash off all of our special glowing germs. All right, let's go. So I've gotten some soap on my hands. That's the first step of washing your hands. Get them a little wet, get some soap on your hands, and then you really need to make sure you're scrubbing all of the parts of your hands. So that's what's gonna get all that glowing germs off my hands, and I wanna do it for 20 seconds. So I'm gonna do it while singing our special animal song. It's saying goodbye to all the microbes that are washing down the sink, but it has some fun animal rhymes in it too. All right, so the tune is Oh My Darling Clementine. See you later, alligator, in a while, crocodile. Cheerio, pink flamingo, farewell, baby whale. So long, big dugong, bye-bye, butterfly. Not there, polar bear, down the sink, little skink. So I've scrubbed everywhere. I made sure to get the back of my hands between my fingers, my thumbs, my wrists. And now I'm gonna rinse it all away, and all that glowing germ should also rinse away too down the sink. Just like we said, down the sink, little skink. All right. So I think we're all clean. I'm gonna dry my hands. I'll meet you back over there under the mighty oak, and we'll see if we got all the germs away. So we went in the bathroom, I washed my hands as well as I could, and now let's see if I got all those glowing germs off. So we'll use my special light again. So you can see the blue light, but there's nothing really glowing on this side. Let's look at my nails. Oh, I see a little in my cuticles. It's glowing just a tiny bit. So I must not have gotten right under there at the base of my nails. So it's important to do all over the place. But I think I did a pretty good job. So that's why having a song like singing Happy Birthday twice or our fun animal song can really help distract you while you're washing and make sure you spend as much time as you're supposed to spend and help you have a little fun too, because it's always fun to sing an animal song. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you learned a little bit more about microbes that helps you appreciate how amazing they are, how important they are, and the few things that we can do to protect ourselves. So besides washing our hands, we can eat healthy, we can get sleep, we can make sure we're taking good care of those microbes inside our body, and that will help protect us from microbes outside of our body. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.